Welcome to 303 Hoops, a whole lot more than the box score. For you hoop junkies, number nerds, or just someone who loves basketball, this is for the love of the game. Live from 303, I'm Ryan Hinsky.
And I'm Caleb Bunch. Guys, we have a lot of playoff basketball to discuss. A lot of games went against the predictions that we had. So,
yeah.
I mean, it's been interesting so far. Round one is well underway, and Ryan is back from South Carolina. Welcome back.
Thank you. I was able to catch some games, but not sure why returning from South Carolina deserves an ovation, but I appreciate that.
I'm just saying,
yeah.
welcome back, you know?
Congrats.
Exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, I was able to see two dominant Cavs wins.
Yeah.
Feeling pretty good about that.
Yeah.
Maybe a sweep. Maybe we bring out the brooms. I don't know. I feel
That'd
like
be
it'll
crazy.
be maybe a gentleman's sweep or something.
Yeah. One game in Toronto.
But yeah, to your point, we have several series, including both 2-7 matchups that are tied at 1. The Magic stole one from the Pistons, though we're not sure about how any of these three series really mean in terms of going to the lower seed with sort of the advantage now. There are three series that are in this position. Every top seed except the Thunder are in this position.
Yeah.
Are any of the three in trouble? That's sort of the main theme of today's episode because it's stirred up a lot of conversation. I think more importantly, though, what a great playoffs it's been to start.
I think it's been amazing to watch. I've enjoyed all the games so far. Even the games that were not necessarily close in the end, at some point during that game, they were tight. Are very tightly contested. So I've had fun. I've loved watching all the games. But we do have to talk about our songs of the day.
We have to. So as you know, Caleb, I was at an outdoor music festival in my hometown over the weekend. And I just have to shout out the main headliner, Camp. Great band.
There you go.
Live, they're so good. Obviously, they have a few songs that, people will recognize. Like, By and By is their biggest song. A lot of people know that one. I really enjoy their song Vagabond live. It's really good, and it's really good pre-recorded, too. So go check Camp out if you don't know who they are. They're sort of a bluegrass rock band, folky a little bit. I don't know. They're not for everybody. But neither has any of our suggestions ever.
Yeah.
So.
I don't think any of our suggestions are necessarily for everybody.
Give them a try, though.
But, yeah, why not?
I feel like maybe Beyonce is, for everybody.
Yeah, fair enough.
There's very
That was early. I remember that.
Yeah. Or, in your opinion, Justin Bieber is for everybody.
Justin Bieber is for everybody. Guys, we will not make this the topic of the episode. We'll talk basketball, I swear. But I do have a question. If Justin Bieber went on an Eras tour today, let's say he announces it today, right after Coachella, could he put up comparable numbers to Taylor Swift? My answer is yes. Ryan has unequivocally said no. But I do think there is a debate to be had there. And I do not think it's that crazy. Look at the streaming numbers. Look at their Instagram following. And hey, you know what I heard the other day?
What?
Bianca was telling me that her solid core artist of the month, Justin Bieber. So maybe
he's on a run right now.
He's on a run.
I guess you headline at Coachella and it goes viral and whatever. But
I'm telling you, man,
Dijon went viral for his set.
His set was very good,
and I think he's all deserving of that. He's an incredible artist. But I get it. I can see how right now that's the trend. But I'm not sure. I don't know.
I think he could. But anyway, guys, my song of the day is by Lil Yachty, not Justin Bieber. It's Paint the Sky.
It's a good one.
I like the song a lot. It's on his alternative album, if you want to say that. Let's start here. I like this album a lot. I think it's actually Yachty's best project.
I was just about to say it's his best album.
Yeah, so that's one of my favorites on the album. So that's my song of the day. And he was our homecoming performer at Emory.
Really? Repping the Emory today. The yellow, I guess they're yellow too.
Yeah, blue and yellow.
I thought y'all were red.
No, blue and yellow. What?
Emory?
Where'd you get the red from?
I don't know.
No, we're blue and yellow, man. Blue and yellow. Or blue and gold. as some people.
Okay,
like to say,
that's my fault. I apologize for
No,
for that.
that's all right, man.
Maybe I was thinking of Elon.
Maybe. Elon, yeah.
Scarlet.
They had the scarlet, yeah. The
With the
scarlet
E.
and gold with the E. There you go.
North Carolina, kind of nearby.
Yeah, exactly. But
Yeah.
fair enough. So, but like we said, guys, we have a great episode for you today.
Yeah,
We're talking about playoff basketball, all the top seeds, and starting off in the Western Conference, the number 2 seed, because the Thunder have had no issues with the Suns. The Spurs. That series is tied 1-1. We saw Wemby go down with a concussion. So, Ryan, do you have any worries about the Spurs going forward because of the fact that Wemby may not play tonight, Game 3? Probably won't. And just in what you've seen from the Portland Trailblazers and their guard play, and obviously Denny, do you have any concerns for what the Spurs will be able to do now without Wemby?
The short answer is no.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out Scoot Henderson, though.
Yes. People are calling him
31
a
points.
bust. That's crazy.
I know. People were calling him a bust. 31 points, 11 of 17 from the field, 5 of 9 from deep.
Yeah.
Played his heart out as well.
He played well.
Scoot Henderson is one of those guys that had all the physical tools for a guard, but was sort of didn't have like the cerebral aspect that you need if you're not going to be like physically dominant.
Yeah.
So a lot of his early career stuff was like, we're going to put you on the best offensive guard and make you defend.
Mm-hmm.
That was sort of the reps he was getting. Maybe he's learned a little from Matisse Thybulle, who's still there off the bench somehow. He's still in the league.
I know, it's crazy.
I just saw him off the bench in Game 2, like celebrating. I'm like, Matisse Thybulle's still in the league.
That's crazy.
But I guess he's played a few times this season. But my point is, Scoot Henderson started his career sort of like it worked with the team more to like be the defensive guy and kind of slowly develop that offense. And this game being his coming out party, maybe their only win of the playoffs, it shows you, one, how good of a player he is and could be, and two, how balanced of a scoring attack the Blazers could have in the future.
Yeah.
So I wanted to shout him out there. Portland in regular season, 7th in assists per game with 24, 9th in off-ball share, which is the percentage of offense that comes from off-ball actions.
Right.
In this game, they only had 20 assists. They relied much more on Henderson's ball handling and Robert Williams off the bench.
I know.
Who, former Celtic, he's done a lot in the playoffs in his career, but injuries have really hampered his long-term career. But him coming through as the guy with the most playoff experience on this team, besides maybe De'Aaron Fox, like technically I'm sure Robert Williams has played more games in the playoffs than Fox, but Fox has had some bigger moments.
Yeah.
But on the Blazers, the Blazers, he's like the most experienced player on the Blazers.
Yeah.
And they relied a lot on his strength, offensive rebounding. I think he had 5 or 3, maybe like 10 total, and putback attempts. Shot really well from the field off the bench. Those are not two Trailblazers that you typically think of as are going to steal a game from the Spurs.
Right. Yeah, it's usually Denny and just whoever else wants.
It's like, Denny's got to have a great game.
Yeah, exactly.
He didn't.
He only had like 16. Around that. So
didn't shoot great from the field.
Did not. That was surprising to see.
And then the Spurs, the only starter with a good shooting night was Champagnie, 3 of 4, and the Blazers still only won by 3.
Right.
So now we're getting to the point where it's like, okay, after all that, you still won by 3.
Yeah.
Do you think they can take another one?
I think they can take another one. I don't think they're winning the series, obviously. But I do think what's interesting is how they'll respond this game in Portland, right? First time at home in the playoffs in a while, too. So I think that crowd would be very ruckus.
Is that tonight?
Yeah. Let's see.
Maybe. Well, today I know is the 7-year anniversary of the Damian Lillard buzzer beater.
Oh, my.
Tomorrow. In Portland.
They play tomorrow.
Okay.
So, yeah. I just think that stadium is going to be ruckus. They haven't seen home playoff basketball in a while. I think they're going to play their hearts out. And with Wemby not playing, because there's no way the NBA allows that. You're in concussion protocol. You have a concussion, and somehow he's not playing in 2 days. Yeah, that's not happening. So I do think they'll be able to take that game. 4 is where it gets interesting because you're up 2-1, right? And the Spurs probably know that their back's against the wall going down 3-1. Potentially, they'll probably respond well. But I do think Portland has a lot to be proud of with what they've seen in the previous game. So I think that the Spurs will end up taking that series pretty handily once Wemby comes back. But I do think that Portland has something in Scoot. I think they have something in Shaedon. Shaedon Sharp has played decently well this whole year. Hasn't played as up to his expectations in the playoffs per se, but I think they have a lot in that backcourt. When Dame comes back, you'll have two vets in Dame and Drew, and then you'll have Shaedon Sharp, Scoot Henderson coming off the bench probably, and then you have other young players. Obviously, we talked about with Klingon in past episodes, and then obviously Denny, and then Robert Williams. So
and another piece of this team that has a lot to prove is Tiago Splitter.
Yeah,
his first year
I was saying that. Coach. What do you think about that? He's taken over Chauncey, obviously the whole debacle with the gambling situation, but what do you think of the job Splitter's done with this young team?
I think the roster management has been great. I think the minutes distribution's really good. He put players like Robert Williams in the right position, and then he called the last 5 minutes of the game really well. They had good defensive possessions. No Spur got an open look.
Yeah.
And if it was an open look, it was because they wanted that ball in that player's hands.
Yeah.
I just think, that was a good clutch time coaching performance from Splitter and making the right subs and managing the clock, managing timeouts, all that.
Him coaching against his former team, too, is funny. So, good for him.
However, I'm also not choosing to be worried at all without Wemby. I think Mitch Johnson's game plan, though, was very effective.
Yeah.
I mean, Denny was slowed down. He had more turnovers than assists, which is Denny's biggest weakness. He commits the most turnovers per 100 possessions in the whole league.
Yeah.
5.5, I believe, out of 100 possessions.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
It's a lot.
And Mitch Johnson went after that.
Yeah.
Went after their opponent's biggest weakness. It worked. They needed a big game from an unproven player. And then De'Aaron Fox went 0 for 5 in the final 7 minutes. This is the former clutch player of the year. If he even made 2 of those 5 shots, they would have won.
Yeah, uncanny.
Too much went the Blazers' way. I have the Spurs in a gentleman's sweep.
Yeah, that's fair.
I have them in 5.
Yeah, I have them in 6.
Even if Wemby doesn't play another game.
That's crazy.
That's what I think.
I don't know. I think that a lot of San Antonio's identity is so reliant on Wemby, obviously.
Yeah.
I think it's just defensively is the biggest, difference between versus Wemby on the floor versus with him, out. They allow 10 more points per game to their opponents. Mm-hmm. Shooting percentages increase, and their offensive efficiency drops significantly.
Yeah.
So I do think when going on the road in the playoffs, that's difficult to overcome that. So I do think for that reason, Portland will be able to be able to get one more, maybe steal another one, who knows. But I just think that, obviously, with the Spurs healthy, Portland, they're not really going to stand a chance.
And it's like you've also got Luke Cornett now, who plays great. I think that I actually will disagree and say that I know the stats you gave were good, but I think the Spurs lose more offensively than they do defensively.
That's fair.
Against this team specifically, because I can trust Luke Cornett, a veteran center that is 7 foot and really strong and can hold his own against someone like Donovan Klingon.
Yeah.
Just who's less experienced.
Yeah, exactly.
Playing his 3rd playoff game ever.
Yeah.
As much college experience as Klingon had, you're still not at
doesn't mean anything.
The same point that Cornett is. So I think it's more like when De'Aaron Fox is missing shots in the final minutes, Wemby's not going to do that. Or if Fox misses the shot, there's a 7-4 guy getting the offensive rebounder.
Getting the O board.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's tough. It's tough to evaluate how they'll play because we've seen Wemby out, right? But how we view the Spurs is so indicative of Wemby because they played 18 games this year without him. They weren't 12-6, if I'm not mistaken. So it's that's a big sample size relatively, but it's all right, conception or how we conceive of the Spurs being this dominant force is so predicated on Wemby being healthy. So
I mean, they are literally transitioning from the Popovich era around Wemby.
Yeah,
there's no sugarcoating it. This is the Wemby experience.
Yeah.
So to your point, maybe we're both right. Offense and defense are going to be hindered because he's just that good.
No, yeah.
He's just that much.
He's their system.
Yeah, he is.
He literally is their system. So, But sticking in the West, there's a little bit more to discuss with this series, I think, actually. The Lakers are up 2-0 against the Rockets. Both of us had the Rockets winning.
Yeah.
I don't remember how many games we said, but
Not 7.
yeah,
Less
I
than
think we
7.
said 6.
Yeah, 6 or 5.
So unless they figure out
They
a
could
way,
still win in 6.
yeah, unless they figure out a way to get 4 in a row.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they've been, I don't know, they've been out of sorts when watching them. Like Durant, he missed the first game, obviously, so that goes without saying that probably just as a system is going to be hard to figure out how to play without him because he's so big for their offense. Like their offense revolves around him, right?
But he might have been a negative in game 2.
But game 2, he looked like he was out of sorts. Sengun, I've seen a lot of Twitter discourse on him. He's looked bad this series. Like he's not looked like himself. And then on the other side, we have Luke Kennard playing the biggest minutes of his life, shooting the lights out.
It's shooting the lights out.
We have LeBron.
What did he drop? 23 in game 1?
Yeah,
like that?
maybe more. 27, I think. Something like that.
Yeah.
He went 5 for 5 from 3 in game 1. I know that. And we have Marcus Smart, who's playing well. Like, what? What is going on? And then, of course...
Marcus Einstein.
Yeah. Of course, we have the man himself, LeBron James, looking like vintage LeBron James. Game 1, he had 19, 13, and 8. Game 2, 28, 8, and 7 on efficient numbers as well. So I don't know. I don't really know what to make of this. The Rockets have looked bad, but the Lakers have also looked good. So I don't know if this is saying more about the Rockets right now or the Lakers.
I think it says game 2 says more about the Lakers. I think they were a unit. They played together, and they went with the game plan, and they never strayed from it.
Yeah.
And that's been the problem all season. You know, if we have a short memory, we know that the Lakers can win a lot of games. They have won a lot of games. They've finished higher than most people would have thought they would finish in the
they won
standings.
50-plus games this year. Yeah.
So, but again, they only won one more game than Houston.
Mm-hmm.
And we've seen the struggles this season, especially when it comes to J.J. Redick imposing his game plan on the team. Obviously being frustrated with the team not adhering to that game plan. Also the lack of depth that they have and some younger players that probably shouldn't be getting minutes like this.
Yeah.
Especially late in the season. But in this game, J.J. Redick brings the double to KD.
Yeah.
Social media did a great job of pointing out this is sort of a big thing from game 2, not only Sengun, like you pointed out, but when the doubles come to KD, not just this game, but during his career, really, he struggles at making the right decision when the hard double comes. Pause. So he committed 9 turnovers. The Lakers committed only 12 as a team. So, which is also great because you think about, usually teams average around 14. You think the Lakers probably average a little higher than that. Because that LeBron teams typically do commit a lot of turnovers. So 12 as a team, KD alone is 9 of the Rockets' 15 turnovers.
Right.
That is exactly what the game plan was, in my mind. That is what JJ wanted out of this game.
Yeah.
From a coaching
I think, he's drawn up a great scheme, especially without Reaves and without Luka, right? Your primary ball handlers. Yeah. But I think that the way the role players have been able to step up, like we've talked about Luke Kennard, we've talked about Marcus Smart, but even LaRavia has played solid defense, right? Like, I think that being able to draw up sets for teams like that is incredibly difficult. So I'll give Redick all the credit. But when you have LeBron, it alleviates and mitigates that difficulty. But I will say I am interested to see how Houston will respond going back home. I do think that I don't want to say I still think Houston wins this series because there's a lot of concern based off these last 2 games and how Ime's been coaching. I haven't been as pleased as I thought I would be, but I do think that Houston responds well. I think they win both at home. And I don't know. I don't think this is characteristic of the Rockets considering the type of players they have. So I do think they'll be able to get those 2 back. Now, the real question is, right, when Lakers go back home, is it just, back home 2 straight, boom? Or do the,
Is Reaves back at that time?
I don't. Reaves? Yeah, I've seen timelines where it's like game 5, game 6, right?
Yeah.
I think he's on a day-to-day still.
I think the latest I saw was that he was estimated May 1st, but both him and Luka were estimated May 1st, but he is starting to push a little earlier.
Yeah.
But it's still like they won't have Luka this series.
Right, because he's still out indefinitely.
Right.
Like, they have no timeline
Exactly.
for Luka. And to be honest, I think Luka can play. I just think that they have enough faith in their team with Reaves to figure it out. Because I think if they came to a Game 7, we'll see Luka playing.
I agree.
Like, I think they're really trying to hold him out for later against OKC because they don't want to deal with potentially nagging that hamstring again.
But if we go to Game 5, well, we will go to Game 5.
Yeah.
Or assuming it's not a sweep.
Right.
If we go to Game 5, Rockets win 2 at home, it's 2-2.
Mm-hmm.
Game 5, Reaves is back. They're home again.
Right.
Then you could still see it be a 3-2 series. And then, like you said, even if the Rockets push it to 7, this could be LeBron's last game as a Laker.
Right.
You're bringing Luka back.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of discourse on how they would react or how the Lakers would play if Luka came back. What are your thoughts on that? I've seen a lot of people say that they're playing better basketball because of the fact that they're able to facilitate a lot better.
Yeah.
Right? Because there's not all this gravity on one person and stagnant offense, right? Because of just the ISOs that Luka has and just the ball being in his hands so much. So I'm curious what you think of that.
I actually like the way that so the Lakers, ever since winning the championship in 2020, have really been trying to throw together some minimum contract players.
Yeah, and make them work.
That work out.
Yeah.
But I actually think Rui and LaRavia as your wings.
Yeah.
That can both shoot, like standing, spot-up shooters is the word I was looking for.
Right.
Are both really actually above average players at that. If you're going to run an offense with Luka, you want shooters like that, like Rui from the corner, like LaRavia from the corner, like LaRavia really from anywhere around the arc. And then Luke Kennard also. Like they have finally gotten to the point where they have surrounded Luka / LeBron with spot-up shooters that are being paid very little because they have to.
Is what they've won championships with.
Yeah,
or
it worked
in LeBron's
with
case.
What's his name? Caldwell Pope.
Oh yeah,
KCP.
I was like,
Kyle
I don't know if you're
Kuzma.
talking about the Cavs or
The Lakers in 2020.
Yes,
they had
Caldwell
KCP
Pope.
was really big for them.
Yeah.
Kuzma was really big for them.
Yeah, Green was on that team too? No, Danny Green.
Danny Green was on the team.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know how much. I don't remember how much he played, but
Yeah.
it was. Yeah, he was there, and they had several players. There's probably more that were missing, but several more players that contributed to what the Lakers needed, which was just put some shooters around LeBron and AD that can also defend.
Yeah,
and it really worked. They had the best defense in the league that year.
Yeah, because they had Dwight and AD, like you said.
Right.
The two big.
Right. And now it's to the point where it's like, oh, wow, they got Jake LaRavia basically for a second-round pick or two.
Yeah.
And he's a two-way guy that can shoot. Suddenly, Luka comes back in Game 7, and you still have that level of shooting from Rui, who's been there before.
Right.
LaRavia doesn't have as much experience, but he looks confident right now. And then Kennard has a lot of experience.
Right.
I like the outlook, and I think you can stagger the minutes there. Obviously, you're not going to play Luka 45 minutes in his first game back. You're not going to play LeBron 45 minutes. So you really have, you stagger the minutes a little bit more, but you always have the facilitating that you talked about.
Yeah. No, so it'll be interesting. I mean, I think LeBron is much more inclined to have the ball move much better when Luka's out, obviously, just because the way he's worked and succeeded in his career has been very much being surrounded by spot-up shooters, like you said, and whether it's not necessarily a dominant big, but a big that's willing to insert themselves, right? Whether that's Tristan Thompson, for whatever reason, he played well in the finals that he went to with LeBron.
He did.
So just those situations, then obviously AD and the chip they won in the bubble, and then having those spot-up shooters, whether that be Streaky, J.R. Smith, Kyle Korver, etc.
Yeah.
So that's what he likes. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think it could work out.
Yeah.
But I, at this point, think maybe we could have been wrong about that pick.
Yeah.
First round.
I think we might be.
Yeah.
I think I think we underestimated Houston's continuity issues. I've seen a lot on the Durant files, like people resurfacing that.
Yeah.
Like how Jabari Smith can't create for himself and all of that.
Yeah.
So it's been interesting. And I've been concerned. Sengun has been really my biggest disappointment in the series. He shot under 50% in both games, shot atrociously in the first game, 6 of 19. And he, like, all the memes of him getting back on defense like this, like all that, like, he can't defend, and that's really becoming clear. So I've been like, dang, like I thought this Rockets team, based off what I saw in the regular season when they were playing at their best, would figure out a way to get back to that. And they've struggled. Like the end of the year, they played well for like the last 10 games, but right before that, they went on like a 4-game losing streak and weren't able to figure it out. So,
and he's kind of a twisty, turvy, like post guy that we haven't seen in a while. Like, but the problem is that his feet aren't as well planted and as strong as his footwork isn't as strong as it normally is.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And that could be a playoff thing for young post players. It's a little weird to have a young post player be that good in 2026, but like it's still the same problem we would have seen from like a young Paul Millsap.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you lose a little bit of that confident footwork that you had in the regular season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I can see that being one of the biggest reasons why his shots just aren't falling.
Yeah, he seems off balance a lot.
Because it's not necessarily that he's not getting to his spots.
No, yeah. These are like layups that he's missing, like easy like turnarounds.
I think that's what it is. He doesn't have the strong foundation right now. Maybe that's a playoff thing.
I've seen a lot of people be like, "This is Jokic without the Jokic's IQ," which just makes me laugh. But
I think it's less about the IQ, more about the footwork.
I agree. Yeah. And I also just think that he's not able to impose his will as much as he would regularly because of the physicality of the playoffs, right? So I think that's something.
And that, while your legs are heavy, they're slowing down, it is hard to go to that go-to little flip shot. The double, like, fake spin.
Exactly.
Fake spin, post hook.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does that a lot. He has a big package to go to, but without your feet under you, you're not
tough.
Yeah.
Tough.
One more series that we could get potentially wrong at this point. The Timberwolves had a really good. Well, I'm not worried about any of our other picks. In the first round.
I'm not either.
Even Atlanta, I'm feeling pretty confident.
I'm feeling good about that.
Shout out CJ McCollum.
Like both games, like I know they lost the first game by double digits, but that was a close game throughout. There was a couple things that went wrong for them. Like one spurt where the Knicks went on a run where it was like, okay, game's done now, but it was close for Atlanta for both games.
And like we said in the last episode with Colin, who we miss dearly. What was it? Oh, yeah. MSG can start to get a little. There's something in the air here for their next home game, especially if the Hawks even take one of two.
Yeah.
You lose game 5.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Yeah.
Even if it's tied at 2, you lose game 5 at home.
I said Hawks in 7. So I think they're going to split. I think they'll consistently split.
I think they'll split.
Like I think the Knicks will take one at Atlanta. I think Atlanta will win one at home. I think game 5 will go back. Knicks 6, Atlanta 7.
Atlanta.
So,
but the Timberwolves get an impressive win. Big shouts out to Rudy Gobert. We saw a lot of Jokic not playing defense and a lot of Jokic kind of feeling the presence of Gobert.
Yes.
In the big moments. What did you see from that one?
I thought Jokic was off his game. I thought it wasn't necessarily. I mean, Rudy had an impact, definitely. 4-time depoy, I'll give him his credit. But I do think Jokic was kind of just not playing his normal brand of basketball. Now, the real question is that because of Rudy Gobert, I couldn't really tell. Some of the shots I could tell was like, okay, these are heavily contested, and the only person that could have contested it like this is Jokic. I mean, not Jokic, Gobert or Wemby, just because of their length and size, right? But I do think that Gobert, they figured it out with being able to put him in isolation for some reason, be able to handle Jokic that game. Like in the past, we've seen Jokic have 40 on Gobert's head, which is why I'm like, I can't really make a judgment on whether or not that's like strictly because Gobert was playing better defense today or just because of the fact Jokic was off his game. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. I saw the quote from McDaniels at the end of the game where he was talking about what was the game plan. We're just like, we'll go after everybody, like they're all bad defenders. He literally was like, Jokic, Murray, Cam Johnson. So, which I think
you're doing like the Shannon Sharp, like yams.
Yeah, exactly. He just named the whole roster essentially. Yeah, and I was like, okay. So.
And he's not wrong.
They're not great
stuff
defenders.
We were seeing from Naz Reid, on
Yeah.
offense, like when Nas Reed was in the game,
Nas.
playing with his food.
I know.
Big
I
Jelly.
love Nas, man.
Yeah.
I love Nas.
Big Jelly. He's so good.
Big Jelly. I love
That's his nickname,
Yeah,
right?
I like Big Jelly.
Yeah, and he was just going into his Big Jelly package.
Yeah.
And it was Nas Reed, man. Shout out Nas Reed.
yeah.
Are we worried about the Timberwolves potentially beating the Nuggets? I am slightly because of the history between these two teams.
Yeah, and we've seen them beat them. So,
Yeah.
like, it's hard to say. Grant, I do want to go back. MPJ was on those teams. MPJ
True.
was a liability on those teams.
Now they're figured it out.
Yeah.
They said we're going
But-
to trade him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's gone.
Yeah.
Leave him in Brooklyn. But yeah, I don't know. It'll be an interesting series. I do think what the one cause of concern though is if you're the Nuggets, right? And seeing that Jokic has not played well this or up to his standard, right?
I mean, he's
Like-
played well. But like,
but
it's
last
not
game,
Jokic.
I don't think Jokic would be like yeah.
It was
I
an
mean,
off game for him.
Yes,
It's like,
exactly.
oh man, 23, 11, and 8.
yeah, but
That's an off game for Jokic.
yeah,
Which
like,
is crazy.
But shooting 8 of 20 from the field,
yeah.
like if you're Jokic, you're like, God.
That was
For
bad.
him, that's not a game he's looking at. He's like, oh man, like that's what I'm proud.
And
of.
you can only get so much from Jamal Murray.
Right. So that's why I'm like, if you're the Nuggets and you saw that, ooh, Gobert might have figured it out. That might be where you're like,
Yeah.
we might have some trouble, especially when we go back to Minnesota, which I know they are ready.
And this is something Gobert's has experience with even before he was on the Timberwolves. Remember the
Jazz. Yeah.
Remember when it was Donovan Mitchell and Jamal Murray scoring 50 each every
Yes.
game because Gobert was locking up Jokic?
Yeah, exactly.
It was Jamal Murray saying, "Oh man, Gobert is locking up Jokic."
Conley with the
It's got to be part of the reason why the Timberwolves traded for him.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
like, he
they
is
did.
Jokic. He is the Jokic stopper.
that's what they imagined, I think, when they brought him over. Because I remember Ant talking about this, is like that team was perfectly curated to stop the Nuggets. Like, they saw the Nuggets
They
win.
didn't see OKC coming.
Yeah, exactly.
That trade.
Exactly. They're like, wait a minute.
Probably should have.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But with that trade, they were looking at the Nuggets as the one team that they were, trying to
Building against.
trying to get all these players to stop specifically. So it'll be interesting to see. Final thoughts on that series from you?
I still have the Nuggets. I think Game
Yeah.
7, I just trust them more if it goes to 7. But
Right.
I hope it goes to 7.
That'd be
How exciting is that
awesome.
for this rivalry?
I know.
Yeah, it's great.
It'll be awesome.
So many subplots and obviously like with OKC cruising through round 1,
Yeah.
everything else is interesting.
Yeah.
Every other series right now.
Besides them, and even them, I do think Phoenix, after the Devin Booker comments, will have will be more I don't know, motivated, I guess. I don't know. But that was hilarious by Devin Booker calling out the ref by name. He's like, I've never done this, but James was terrible tonight. So I love that. But maybe Phoenix will play better, so we'll have a series there. But based off, OKC's cruising, but the rest of the games, they've been interesting.
And we're not, by the way, not worried about Celtics, Sixers.
Yeah, not. I'll give credit to Edgecombe. I'll give credit to Maxey, but
They're great players.
yeah, I don't think that's gonna last much longer. I'm sorry, all my friends back home. It's not gonna be that much of a series. So But anyway, every week you can tune in here. This has been 303 Hoops. Until next time.